8 disturbing true horror stories, starting off with the haunting of the Winchester Mystery House. A mansion built to avoid death. The Winchester Mystery House, located in San Jose, California, is a massive mansion with a chilling backstory. Sarah Winchester, widow of the firearm magnate William Wirt Winchester, began construction of the house in 1884. Legend has it that Sarah believed she was haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles. To appease these spirits, she continuously built and renovated the house for 38 years. The mansion features bizarre architectural choices like staircases leading to nowhere, doors opening into walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. Sarah reportedly held seances in a special seance room to receive building instructions from the spirits. The sprawling mansion has 160 rooms, 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, 47 stairways, and 13 bathrooms. The construction was done around the clock, 7 days a week. Workers claim to have experienced strange phenomena, such as hearing disembodied voices and footsteps. Visitors today report feeling cold spots, hearing whispers, and seeing shadowy figures. One of the most famous sightings is of a ghostly handyman named Clyde, who is often seen pushing a wheelbarrow in the basement. Another well-known ghost is Sarah Winchester herself, who is said to wander the halls, checking on the ongoing construction. The house has a repeating motif of the number 13, which Sarah considered a good luck charm. Many rooms in the house were built only to be sealed off later, creating a labyrinthine layout. Paranormal investigators often visit the house, capturing eerie EVP electronic voice phenomena recordings. One EVP recording captured a voice saying, "Help me believe to be one of the restless spirits." Several psychics who visited the mansion claimed it was a hotspot for paranormal activity. The house has been featured in numerous TV shows, documentaries, and films due to its haunted reputation. Some visitors report feeling a sense of dread or being watched as they tour the mansion. The house's confusing design was intended to confuse the ghosts Sarah believed were after her. Sarah's obsession with spiritualism and her paranoia about the ghosts make the story even more chilling. The Winchester Mystery House is considered one of the most haunted places in America. Tour guides often share their own paranormal experiences with visitors. The house's spooky atmosphere is heightened during special night tours. Several guests have fainted or become hysterical during these tours, claiming to have seen or felt something supernatural. The mansion's history and ghostly encounters make it a popular destination for thrill seekers. Despite its eerie past, the Winchester Mystery House remains a fascinating architectural marvel. The mystery surrounding Sarah Winchester and her haunted house continues to intrigue people worldwide. As you wander through its endless hallways, you can't help but wonder, are the spirits of the Winchester victims still roaming the house? Have you ever visited a place as haunted as the Winchester Mystery House? Share your experiences in the comments below. Number 2. The terrifying tale of the Amityville Horror. A family's nightmare. The Amityville Horror story began in 1974 in Amityville, New York. Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered his entire family in their home at 112 Ocean Avenue. DeFeo claimed that voices in the house urged him to commit the murders. Just a year later, the Lutz family moved into the same house, unaware of its gruesome history. The Lutz family consisted of George, Kathy, and their 3 children. From the moment they moved in, they experienced strange and terrifying events. The house had a foul odor that couldn't be traced to any source. Doors and windows would slam shut on their own. The family heard mysterious knocking sounds throughout the night. George Lutz would wake up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time the DeFeo murders occurred. The family saw green slime oozing from the walls and keyholes. Kathy had vivid nightmares about the murders. The youngest daughter, Missy, developed an imaginary friend named Jody, who she described as a demonic pig. The Lutz family discovered a hidden room in the basement, which they claimed was a portal to hell. George became increasingly aggressive and obsessed with the fireplace, believing it was a gateway to evil. Kathy levitated above her bed one night and experienced unexplained bruises. Priest Father Ray visited the house to bless it but was forced to leave after hearing a voice shout, "Get out." The Lutz family only lasted 28 days in the house before fleeing in terror. After leaving, they claimed the hauntings followed them to their new home. The story of their ordeal was turned into a book and later a series of movies, sparking widespread interest. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren visited the house, declaring it to be infested with demonic spirits. Despite skeptics questioning the authenticity of their story, the Lutz family maintained that everything they experienced was real. Subsequent owners of the house reported no paranormal activity, adding to the controversy. The house's iconic quarter-moon windows and ominous history continue to attract visitors. Some believe the story was a hoax concocted for financial gain. However, the Lutz family's detailed and consistent accounts suggest they truly believed in the haunting. The Amityville Horror remains one of the most famous and debated paranormal cases in history. Many have tried to debunk the story, but its chilling details still captivate audiences. The debate over whether the hauntings were real or fabricated continues to this day. As you ponder the Lutz family's ordeal, you have to ask yourself, could you endure such terror in your own home? Do you think the Amityville Horror was real or a hoax? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Number 3. The Enfield Poltergeist, a fey paranormal phenomenon. A suburban home turned nightmare. In 1977, the Hodgson family began experiencing strange events in their home in Enfield, London. The haunting started with peculiar noises and furniture moving on its own. Peggy Hodgson, a single mother, witnessed her daughter's beds shaking violently. Janet Hodgson, 11 years old, became the focal point of the haunting. Objects would fly across the room, seemingly defying gravity. The family heard loud knocking and banging sounds that couldn't be traced. Janet began speaking in a deep, guttural voice, claiming to be the spirit of Bill Wilkins, a previous resident who died in the house. The voice was recorded and analyzed, baffling experts with its authenticity. Investigators witnessed heavy furniture being thrown and overturned. Janet was seen levitating by multiple witnesses, including neighbors and police officers. The media caught wind of the story, and it became a sensation, drawing paranormal investigators from around the world. Ed and Lorraine Warren, famous demonologists, visited the Hodgson home and declared it a genuine haunting. Skeptics accused the family, particularly Janet, of faking the phenomena for attention. Despite skepticism, many of the events were witnessed by independent observers. The poltergeist activity seemed to follow Janet, intensifying when she was around. The haunting lasted for 18 months, terrorizing the family. Janet and her siblings were often targeted, experiencing physical attacks like being slapped and pinched by unseen forces. Paranormal investigator Maurice Grosse and writer Guy Lyon Playfair documented the events extensively. Their book, This House is Haunted, details the chilling experiences of the Hodgson family. Photographs taken during the investigation showed Janet being thrown across her room by an invisible force. One of the most famous photos depicts Janet midair, apparently levitating. The family was subjected to intense media scrutiny, adding to their stress and fear. Over time, the phenomena gradually subsided, but the memories left a lasting impact on the Hodgson family. Janet later admitted to faking some incidents, but insisted the majority were real and beyond her control. The Enfield case remains one of the most well-documented and controversial hauntings. The events inspired the movie The Conjuring 2, bringing the story to a new audience. Despite the controversy, the Enfield poltergeist case continues to intrigue and terrify those who study it. The combination of physical evidence, eyewitness accounts, and Janet's chilling voice recordings make it a unique paranormal case. As you delve into the Enfield poltergeist story, you have to wonder what really happened in that suburban home. What do you think caused the Enfield poltergeist events? Share your theories in the comments below. Number 4. The mysterious disappearance of Elisa Lam. A vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. In 2013, Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian student, vanished while staying at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Her disappearance was captured on the hotel's surveillance footage, showing her behaving erratically in an elevator. The footage showed Elisa pressing multiple elevator buttons, peeking out, and hiding in the corner. Her strange behavior sparked numerous theories, including drug use and mental illness. Despite extensive searches, Elisa's whereabouts remained unknown for weeks. Hotel guests began complaining about low water pressure and a strange taste in the water. Maintenance workers discovered Elisa's body in one of the rooftop water tanks. The tank was locked, and there was no clear explanation of how she got inside. The rooftop was supposed to be inaccessible to guests, adding to the mystery. Elisa's autopsy revealed no signs of foul play, and her death was ruled accidental due to drowning. Her bipolar disorder was considered a factor, but many found this explanation insufficient. The Cecil Hotel, with its dark history of crime and suicide, seemed to amplify the mystery. The hotel was once home to serial killers like Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger. The Cecil's sinister reputation and Elisa's eerie footage fueled countless conspiracy theories. Some believed Elisa was playing a paranormal game called the elevator game. Others suggested she was murdered and her death was covered up. Theories about supernatural involvement emerged, given the hotel's history of hauntings. Elisa's Tumblr blog post revealed a troubled but creative young woman, adding to the tragedy. The unsettling elevator footage became a viral sensation, haunting viewers worldwide. Investigators couldn't explain how Elisa managed to access the rooftop and water tank. Her clothes were found floating in the tank, separate from her body. Elisa's case remains unsolved, with many questions left unanswered. The story inspired the TV series American Horror Story Hotel, reflecting its lasting impact. The Cecil Hotel has since rebranded, trying to distance itself from its grim past. However, the building's dark legacy continues to overshadow its new image. Elisa's death is one of the most mysterious and chilling cases in recent history. The combination of her strange behavior, the hotel's dark past, and the unexplained circumstances create a haunting narrative. Her story serves as a reminder of the potential dangers of traveling alone. As you reflect on Elisa Lam's case, you can't help but ask, what really happened to her in the Cecil Hotel? What are your thoughts on Elisa Lam's mysterious death? Share your theories in the comments below. Number 5. The Curse of the Bell Witch. A family tormented by a malevolent spirit. The Bell Witch haunting occurred in the early 1800s in Adams, Tennessee. The Bell family, headed by John Bell, experienced terrifying events on their farm. It all began with strange noises and sightings of peculiar animals on their property. The disturbances escalated to violent attacks on the family members. John Bell and his daughter Betsy were the primary targets of the entity. Betsy was often slapped, pinched, and had her hair pulled by an invisible force. The entity's voice became audible, engaging in conversations with the family. It claimed to be the spirit of Kate Batts, a neighbor who had a dispute with John Bell. The spirit's tormenting of the Bell family continued for years. It was said to have supernatural knowledge, predicting future events accurately. Andrew Jackson, later the U.S. president, allegedly encountered the spirit and was terrified. The entity showed a particular hatred for John Bell, whom it vowed to kill. John Bell's health deteriorated, and he eventually died, with the spirit taking credit for his death. Betsy broke off her engagement due to the entity's relentless attacks. The Bell Witch claimed it would return in 7 years, and according to the family, it did. Its return was brief, but it made ominous predictions about future generations of the Bell family. The Bell Witch story has been passed down through generations, becoming a local legend. The Bell Witch Cave on the property is believed to be a portal for the spirit. Visitors to the cave report strange phenomena like orbs, voices, and apparitions. The legend has inspired books, movies, and countless ghost stories. Despite the passage of time, the tale of the Bell Witch continues to captivate and terrify. Paranormal investigators have studied the site, capturing unexplained evidence. Skeptics argue the story is exaggerated folklore, but believers point to the consistency of the accounts. The Bell Witch remains one of America's most famous hauntings. Its combination of physical attacks, vocal manifestations, and accurate predictions make it unique. The story's endurance through centuries adds to its credibility and mystery. The Bell Witch's motivations and true identity remain subjects of debate and speculation. The haunting serves as a stark reminder of the potential for malevolent spirits to torment the living. As you consider the Bell Witch legend, you have to wonder, could such an entity exist and cause so much harm? Do you believe in the curse of the Bell Witch? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 6. The tragic ghosts of Eastern State Penitentiary. A prison of pain and hauntings, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia is one of the most haunted places in America. Built in 1829, it was designed to reform prisoners through isolation and penance. The prison's harsh conditions led to immense suffering and madness among inmates. Many prisoners were driven insane by the extreme isolation and silence. The penitentiary became infamous for its brutal treatment of inmates. Prisoners experienced torturous punishments, including the iron gag and the mad chair. The iron gag involved placing an iron collar in the mouth, causing severe injuries if the prisoner moved. The mad chair immobilized inmates for days, causing muscle atrophy and psychological damage. Ghost sightings and paranormal activity have been reported since the prison's closure in 1971. Visitors and staff have reported hearing disembodied voices, footsteps, and screams. Shadowy figures and full-body apparitions are frequently seen in Cell Block 12 and Death Row. One of the most famous ghosts is that of Slick Willie Sutton, a notorious bank robber. Willie Sutton was said to have planned his escape while being haunted by a ghostly figure. The ghost of Joseph Taylor, who murdered a fellow inmate, is also said to haunt the prison. Paranormal investigators have captured EVPs, photographs, and videos of ghostly activity. The most haunted area is the solitary confinement block, where prisoners endured the worst conditions. The penitentiary's design, resembling a Gothic castle, adds to its eerie atmosphere. Many believe the suffering and death experienced by inmates have left a permanent mark on the prison. Eastern State Penitentiary now operates as a museum and historic site. Ghost tours and haunted house events are held, attracting thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. The site has been featured in numerous TV shows, documentaries, and films. Despite its dark past, the penitentiary remains an important historical landmark. Its architecture and design were revolutionary for their time, influencing future prisons. The stories of ghostly encounters continue to intrigue and frighten visitors. Some believe the spirits of the inmates are seeking justice or redemption. The combination of history and hauntings makes Eastern State Penitentiary a unique destination. The prison's eerie atmosphere and reported paranormal activity create an unforgettable experience. The chilling tales of ghostly encounters remind us of the human suffering that took place within its walls. As you explore the haunted halls of Eastern State Penitentiary, you have to ask, are the spirits of tortured inmates still trapped here? Have you ever experienced anything paranormal at Eastern State Penitentiary? Share your stories in the comments below. Number 7. The sinister secrets of the Myrtles Plantation. A haunted southern mansion. The Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana, is notorious for its ghostly activity. Built in 1796, the plantation has a long history of tragedy and death. One of the most famous ghosts is Chloe, a slave who was reportedly hung for poisoning the owner's family. Chloe's ghost is often seen wearing a green turban, wandering the plantation grounds. The plantation is also said to be haunted by the spirits of the children Chloe accidentally killed. Guests and staff have reported hearing children's laughter and footsteps when no one is around. The ghost of William Winter, a former owner, is said to reenact his death on the 17th step of the staircase. William Winter was shot on the porch and died in his wife's arms on the staircase. His ghost has been seen limping up the stairs, recreating his final moments. The plantation's history is filled with stories of murders, suicides, and unexplained deaths. The property is believed to be built on an ancient Tunica Indian burial ground, adding to its haunted reputation. Numerous paranormal investigators have visited the plantation, capturing compelling evidence. Photographs often reveal mysterious figures and anomalies that cannot be explained. Guests have reported being touched, pushed, and even slapped by unseen forces. The plantation's mirrors are said to trap spirits, with ghostly faces appearing in reflections. One mirror in particular is known for capturing the image of Chloe and other spirits. The plantation offers ghost tours, allowing visitors to explore its haunted history. The combination of historical significance and paranormal activity makes it a popular destination. The Myrtles Plantation has been featured in books, TV shows, and movies due to its haunted reputation. Despite its beauty, the plantation's dark history creates an unsettling atmosphere. The ghostly encounters have been documented by numerous guests over the years. Some believe the spirits are trapped, unable to find peace due to the violent history of the plantation. The eerie tales and paranormal evidence make the Myrtles Plantation a chilling experience. The plantation's staff often share their own ghostly encounters with visitors. The history of slavery and the tragedies that occurred here contribute to the haunting. The plantation is a stark reminder of the past, with its ghostly inhabitants serving as a connection to history. The spirits of the Myrtles Plantation seem to be a permanent part of the property. As you walk through the halls of the Myrtles Plantation, you can't help but wonder, what secrets do these walls hold? Have you visited the Myrtles Plantation? Share your ghostly encounters in the comments below. Number 8. The haunting of the RMS Queen Mary. A ghost ship. The RMS Queen Mary, docked in Long Beach, California, is renowned for its paranormal activity. The ship served as a luxury liner and a World War II troop ship before becoming a hotel and museum. The Queen Mary has a history of tragic events, including deaths and accidents. One of the most famous ghosts is that of John Henry, a young sailor who died in the ship's engine room. John Henry's ghost is often seen near the engine room, and visitors report feeling his presence. Another well-known spirit is Jackie, a little girl who drowned in the ship's pool. Jackie's laughter and calls for help are frequently heard near the pool area. The ship's first-class swimming pool is a hotspot for paranormal activity, with wet footprints appearing out of nowhere. The ghost of a woman in a 1930s bathing suit is often seen near the pool, vanishing into thin air. The Queen Mary's engine room, known as Shaft Alley, is considered the most haunted area on the ship. Visitors report hearing banging noises, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling sudden temperature drops in Shaft Alley. The ship's grand ballroom is another haunted area, with sightings of a lady in white. The spirit of a former crew member named Grumpy is known to interact with guests, often tugging at their clothes. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, capturing ghostly voices and unexplained sounds. The Queen Mary's haunted reputation attracts thousands of visitors each year. The ship offers ghost tours, allowing guests to explore its haunted history. The combination of luxury and ghostly encounters makes the Queen Mary a unique destination. The ship's long and storied history adds to the mystery and intrigue of its hauntings. The Queen Mary has been featured in numerous TV shows, documentaries, and films. Despite the paranormal activity, the ship remains a popular venue for events and weddings. The Queen Mary's haunted past is intertwined with its historical significance. Guests often report feeling an eerie presence or being watched while on board. The ship's isolation at sea and its connection to death and tragedy contribute to its haunted reputation. The spirits of the Queen Mary seem to be a permanent part of the ship. The ghostly encounters on the Queen Mary are well documented and continue to attract attention. The ship's haunting provides a unique blend of history and the supernatural. Visitors leave with unforgettable experiences and chilling stories to tell. The Queen Mary's haunted history serves as a reminder of its storied past. As you explore the decks of the Queen Mary, you have to ask yourself, are the spirits of the past still sailing with us? Have you experienced any paranormal activity on the Queen Mary? Share your stories in the comments below. These 8 stories highlight some of the most disturbing and chilling true horror tales from around the world. Each narrative blends historical facts with spine-tingling ghostly encounters, leaving you to question the boundaries between the living and the dead. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.